record.
Oh wow, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah,
That whole it's like the little AI things like recording.
yeah, no, good, good. The niggas need to know when
Right, what's going
when they're being recorded and shit. No, man, I want to say this first and foremost. This is a momentous project because it really shows growth. I was telling you earlier, I was going through your catalog literally from when you started to like be comfortable distributing your music out,
on?
um, from young man to now, and it's just like, man, the growth in sound is super real. It makes me really happy that you kept going, honestly, that you kept making music where a lot of people, I feel like I've seen a lot of people quit over the years, like super talented musicians.
Right.
And what I guess speak to I'm asking you to speak to like how have you seen the growth sort of over these last um I don't know, what's it been? What was
It's
Young
almost
Man?
10 years. It's
Young
almost I mean maybe like 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah, Young Man was
For
like
rapping.
beginning of 2021 or something like that.
Mm,
Uh
yeah, maybe. But then I was making stuff with Spirit before that too.
right, right. So what do you recognize the difference in your voice from then to now?
Um I think back then I was experimenting, trying to find my voice. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to find my voice right now, but I have things that I can recognize that are distinctly mine. I mean, well,
Yeah.
they they feel more unique. Like, there may be other people that do it, but at least for me consciously, I could be like, okay, like I'm in my whatever bag, So I feel like I've laid the foundations to my style or laying the foundations to my style. Also, another thing too that like I haven't even spoken to you about. Um, I've tried to curse less. I mean, I'm still gonna curse in my music, but I've tried to curse less just to challenge myself to not have any crutches when it comes to writing. So like because I've noticed that in
Mm,
certain verses I'll throw a nigga in there or a fuck or like,
yeah.
unnecessarily. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Unnecessarily just to complete it. And so I just
Mm,
wanna I want these to be well written bodies of work. And they can be even with curses, you know what I mean? But I think as I've gotten older, I've just wanted to be like everything to just be as tight as possible. And I feel like I'm on my way there. I'm not there yet, but yeah, I
that's
feel like
fun.
I've challenged myself more.
That's funny. Like that's an intentional thing. Like, cause I don't know you for super cursing in your records. Like, like you said, a nigga there, you know, shit.
Right, right, right.
I'm nitpicking curse words, but nah, I'm just saying I don't think I've noticed that from you. But that's really interesting that you're intentionally working towards taking that out of the music. So I feel
And
like
and
that,
not like I said, not necessarily just taking it out completely, but I
yeah.
got this from. I think I was watching like a Homeboy Sandman interview, and he was talking about how because I think he is kind of like intentionally trying to not curse or whatever. And I think he was just saying from a standpoint of, say, like, you know, there's a dude driving around with his son in the back.
Mm,
It's
hmm
gonna be hard to listen to some Wu-Tang songs, or some Mob Deep songs or something like that without there being any curse words. So it
Yeah.
kind of like made me think like, damn, like it would be cool to really spit, like you know what I mean, like and go crazy and for it to just be able to just be played. Like if your mom is a pastor or whatever, or for the most gangsterous, like you know what I mean, person, like it's cool.
Right,
There's no, you feel me?
right, right. It makes it expands the audience that can listen to it. It doesn't just narrow
Exactly.
it. Um, yeah, no, that's awesome. So stages,
Yeah.
stages. This project didn't always have a name, you
No,
know?
it did not.
So
It went through
the
like three, four different names, I think.
yeah, yeah, we spitballed a couple things, but what how do you feel now about landing on stages and like the concept? I love the concept. I just fucking I love it, man. It's yeah, you speak more to it.
I'm happy where we landed, because I feel like not only this project, but I feel like moving forward will showcase my different sides. And so I think stages is an appropriate title because there are certain parts of it where I'm doing my typical rapping. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like saying like witty, cool things. And then there's certain parts that are more spoken wordy, like Lazy Tuesday, which I guess people will have heard by the time that this video comes out.
Hmm.
Um, that's real, yeah, like spoken wordy. And then like Shine the What is more like bouncy. You
Hmm.
know, I feel like there's different things being done, you know,
Work.
and these different things, they're just like showcasing like just the various stages of like my taste in music because there was a time where I'm only listening to this type of thing and then like you know it's like oh like what's this and then I'm only listening to that only listening to this so I feel like
Mm.
on this project is just like doing a little bit of this a little bit of that and also the subject matter too like the things that I'm talking about um it's kind of the same thing. Like if I used to only be into this, I was this type of person, then make the
Mm.
transition to that. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah, you're more well-rounded, and
I feel like, yeah,
I feel the same way. Like this is a well well-rounded project and very intentional, like all throughout, from the concept to the lyrical content. The theme stays the theme. Like it never um it never diverts from that. Like it stays on topic. Um Also this year longest project to date.
yeah, man.
While we were making it too, you hit the stride. I think we were originally gonna do 7 tracks,
Yeah.
which would also be like the longest since like Travels. I think there was 7 tracks on there. Um, so yeah, what I feel like I know the answer to this, but what do you feel like got you to like, nah, we get nah, 10 tracks on
Push
this
it
one.
more.
We're in a pocket here.
Um, to be honest, when we laid the first seven down, I was pleased with it. Um, I think it was a good final project, but like I just wanted to do more. Like I wanted to because I feel like that first seven, it was good, but it was more so like okay, just like regular
Mm,
family type situation. But I think those last three turned it into something where it's like shit, like you know, like okay, like there's other things being done, and there's the potential for more to be done. Like you know what I mean?
mhm,
I think that it kind of uh just gave a preview of what is more to come. And I think that those three they work well with the seven because I think they like help piece together like those other seven tracks where it's like there's more traditional stuff that I've
mm.
done and then Yeah, I just think they added to it. And I probably would have did more too, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's a good. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what I was able to get done in the time that I was able to get it done.
Oh, absolutely. And the pacing of one more thing before we actually get into the music. The pacing of this project, I think it's like never before. It's interesting that this is the longest project, but also the longest I feel like we've ever worked on something because
That's facts.
of course the audience doesn't know this, but usually how it goes, I probably sent I probably sent Sam like, 5 beats over like a month span or so. He gets to them whenever. And then maybe in a week or two, he'll send me like some verses. And I'll be like, okay, okay. It's some shit we could work with. And then I have some more beats. Send him the beats, sends me verses back. And it's like then it kind of just snowballs into a
Right.
project over 2 months. We knocked that shit out in 2 months. That's how
Sometimes less.
sometimes less,
Sometimes
sometimes
three
less.
weeks.
Right.
And then
Back
we
it,
drop 2 days after.
back in the day, that was it. You feel me? That's just, hey, we was on the go. We got a hot hand that,
Exactly.
but this one was way different. I think because of both of our life circumstances. Me, you feel me? I can say that I've been I've been away from the creative space for, more than I've been comfortable with, longer than I've been comfortable with. This is like the longest, um, oh, my fault. Oh, my shit's bugging. But this is the longest,
Like block.
block I've had in time from like creating because life shit, bro, it's hard. It's hard. Niggas is trying to pay bills and you
Exactly.
you can't eat off this game alone. You never could, and I don't think we ever will for a very long time. But in that sense, like you've been super patient with me and I just kind of sent you music when I could throughout the months. I think it started picking up around January. Then I think maybe I sent you a couple more in the summer.
Mhm.
Yeah, how did that feel for you, like the pacing of it this time around?
To be honest, from the get-go, I told you I was fine with it because um one, I was working on visual art, but then two, it's just like I don't know, I guess being in a similar space where I'm working, paying bills and this and that. And it's funny because I was doing that stuff before too, so I don't know
Mm,
what to do. I get maybe it's just getting older, you know what I mean? More patient, less
right.
like trigger happy, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was able to just like, okay, like I have this idea. I'll lay down this little rough draft and just chill. And then, lay down a little rough draft and then chill. But then for some reason, that spark hit and it's like, yo, I got this rough draft, I got that rough draft. Da, 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 da. Oh, like,
Yep.
let's lay this down for real, you know? So yeah, but it was nice to not rush, and like actually just take my time and for it to just come together when it came together. And I mean, it always was like that. And
Mm.
I think we just both naturally fell into a space where it was just like, okay, because
Yeah.
we know that
Mm.
this is gonna end up being something. So there's no need
Hmm.
at this point because we've done it so many times
Hmm.
already. So it's just like, okay, we know where this is going.
Yeah,
So
ultimately it was gonna end up somewhere. Did I even plan on it being done this year? I don't even know if you did, but
I don't even know.
I did not think we would hit that buzzer beater on the year and just like be ready to drop top of the year.
Right.
Um, so that's pretty incredible, man. That speaks to, just our friendship and then also just the working relationship of just like, hey, bro, like we can get in somewhere and really just crunch out some music and
Exactly.
it's really awesome to have. have people like that you can collaborate with because that's what music is about. You're supposed to always be collaborating. Um,
Exactly.
so let's get into the music, like let's get into the actual track list. So 10
Okay.
tracks, half me, half E Block, who
Yes, sir.
remains a mystery to this day.
Remains the mystery, the man, the myth, the mystery. E Block.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, when we tell you we cannot get in touch with this man for anything, to just give him the credit, we fuck with his beats so much, but we can't
Right.
even get in touch with dude to tell him that. Like, we
It's
shit
like
you not.
I'll hit him, he'll hit me back maybe like 3 months later. I'll be like, everything good? Yeah, everything good. 6 months later, something like that, I got like 15 beats in the email. I'm like, all right, bet. I guess it's work time. So, so yeah.
It's so
I fuck with it.
yeah, he's been a constant presence since
Hell yeah.
fucking almost
Almost
home.
home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
So
important piece. A very important ingredient.
mm, yeah, so half him, half me on this project. First track is Lazy Tuesday, produced by him.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about that, like how you thought
Um,
about that track.
that song, I really like it because it's different than the stuff that I've done before. It's very spoken wordy. It's very laid back in the approach to in my approach, I would say, because it's not I'm not fiending to fill up every second of the instrumental with just bars. It's like I'm letting it breathe a lot. And
Mm,
yeah, I think that creates room for uh reflection on the things that I say. Because I'll say what it is and then just I let it breathe. Like you know what I mean? Then I'll come back, say a little bit more, and then I'll let it breathe again. So that was cool. Like when even just doing the rough draft,
mm,
listening back to the rough draft, I'm like, damn, like, this is something right here.
yeah,
So yeah, I really like that.
the
I really
space.
like
I would agree. Like the space, but the spacing between your lyrics and the beat definitely stands out. And then the I don't know, just the to me when I listen to it, I get this sense of like I don't know, some like animation playing in my head that like is really um I don't know. I don't have a visual experience with a lot of music, but this one I do. I kind of get this this reel that plays in my head when
that.
I hear this song because the instrumental is so like I don't know. It's so colorful, and then
Right.
you're painting a picture like the subject matter itself is just about you shit having a day off, you know?
Exactly.
You,
Exactly.
you know, like
Exactly. Exactly.
um so I think that's pretty incredible that, that got
Exactly.
pieced together that way. And then at the end of that track, you kind of get a sense of the theme of the project. It's a video game.
Yes.
It's this character, it's the main character kind of playing through this game stages, or really the game doesn't even have to be called stages. I think, we'll talk about that later. I make some
Right.
reference to that in a skip, but like it's just, hey, this, it's a known metaphor for life, playing a video game, but I think it's done pretty kind of uniquely here
I appreciate that.
and yeah, it's done in a cool way. So yeah, you kind of get that introduction like that this is a video game the person's playing through. Um so yeah, second track, Poker Face.
Mm.
This was one of those earlier songs that I sent
This might
you.
have been the first one.
Yeah, seriously, like
This might have been the first one.
this I think I sent this to you even mid last year. Like
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe 24 you sent me this.
yeah, we've had this one in the vault for a while. And when you sent back the rough draft, I was like, oh, this sounds like an album cut. And that's what it became ultimately. But
I want to pause real quick because I know we don't
sure.
have a lot of time, but I want
Hmm.
to pause on that because it's funny because I send you so much stuff. There'll
Hmm.
be times where you'll be like, "Yo, what about this?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And you're like, "You don't remember when you did this?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't." And then you send it. I'm like, "Oh, that can be something," you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I think the same with yeah, poker face here. It was just some shit that was in the talk that you know, I had been running back for a little bit and was like, yo, this could go on this. And yeah, I think it's would you be comfortable talking about samples here, or you want to kind of leave that? I'm cool with
On
whatever.
a Patreon,
Okay.
on a
We'll
Patreon,
we'll have a whole separate thing for samples and shit. But
right?
no, with the beat here, it's it's just this hard beat. And like I want to know like
Pause real quick. I didn't
yeah,
even tell you that I
yeah.
performed that on Sunday.
For real? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
an open mic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were feeling
Okay.
it. They were feeling it.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah, go
it's
ahead. My bad.
no, I'm just saying it's one of those like kind of hard drum beats. I don't know what made you think of Poker Face, but you can speak to that too.
Yeah, I think it's funny when it comes to selecting the titles of the songs. I don't know until afterwards. So it's like I'm
Mm,
like, okay, like what was I talking about? What was the vibe? And yeah, it's probably like keeping a poker face. And I mentioned poker face at like towards the end,
hmm
but yeah, just in the midst of all the shenanigans, just
mm,
you know
hmm
being cool.
Yeah, yeah. Word. Classic black man shit,
Facts.
basically.
Facts.
Everyday life. Right? So then we get into Papa Wisdom,
Mm,
which, I think it was also something I probably sent this year.
that was early
Um,
in too.
yeah, and yeah, this is just one of those more melodic beats, where I feel like I don't think I I like I like sending you some of the more melodic stuff. I feel like you've found out now, but I don't think I've ever sent you a beat like this. So I want to know like what was your initial reaction and what's the title about? Like what it, my I showed this to somebody close to me and
Uh-huh.
they're not Caribbean. So they're like, what's Papa Wisdom?
Uh-huh.
So
So I
yeah.
so with me, it's like I think that I guess it would be personifying because you know how like
Mm,
people would be like, "Hey, mama love," like like people will call
mm,
their, you know what I mean? So
mm,
I just figured the Papa, we were like, Papa Wisdom. So and yeah, that's just the story behind that title. I think it's cool to yeah to just personify those two things. And I feel like what did I say? Uh, Embrace the signs and they slowly start to show Papa wisdom, mama love, they're gonna show you where to go. And I feel like yeah, it's just true. Like I feel like if you follow your heart, you do what you love, you're gonna figure out, you know, just your way through life. And the same thing, if you move wisely, there could be things that, this happens, that happens, da 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 da. But if you react in a way that is, that you're using the tools that you've gained through life, then, you'll end up, at least eventually, in a space that, you enjoy being in,
mm. Right. Keeping pace.
Exactly.
It's like you're almost talking to yourself and trying to bring that bring that out of yourself, tap into your inner like Papa wisdom, you
And
know.
that's what a lot of my stuff is. A lot of it is me talking to myself. Even though sometimes it may be in like it may not seem like I'll be like, yeah, you, but it's like, you know, higher self type situation, like,
Yeah.
eagle eye bird's eye
Mm,
view, like talking to myself.
mm, word.
So so yeah.
Um, word. Yeah, I love that song. And then it gets into Shine the What, which is
Hmm.
a fucking crazy E block beat. I'm featured on there. And again, I've been away from the creative space for a while, so when it comes to like people asking me to rap, this nigga's literally the only person that'll ask me to rap. Maybe, a handful of people, not many, but that'll ask me to actually rap on some music. So when I get asked, I'm like, "Oh, you want a verse?" But it's a nice creative challenge to continue to write, especially when it's something you know how to do. So I appreciate the opportunity for just being on this track. Um, and I
It's
think,
funny that you
yeah,
say that though, because you challenged me creatively too. So I feel like we rub
mm,
off on one another. I feel like I cared way less when I first met you. I mean, like careless in a healthy way, like on
mm,
some, oh, it sounds like that, whatever, we could drop it. Like, you know what I mean? All right,
mm-hmm,
we could drop it. But you're very, we need to
mm-hmm,
this and like,
tweet.
you know what I mean? And that rubbed off on me. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I
mm,
feel like
mm.
we just challenge and influence one another in positive ways.
Yeah, totally. And I think it came out in this song of just like the balance. Like it's two really good verses. Like you're s- you're talking your shit on the first half. This is like the kind of beat you just float on. Like,
And it's
you know,
different. It's different
super different.
than what I usually choose. I don't usually choose,
Super different.
joints like this. So it was fun. It was fun to do. Just to
Hell
tap
yeah.
into a different bag.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I've been wanting to like, I don't know. The last feature I did for you is like some like grimy, sad shit. So it feels good to be on some happy shit for once. Be
Right.
on some like lighter, happy shit.
Right, right.
So yeah, that's another one of my favorite records. Um, I'm Sold kind of acts like an interlude a little bit.
I would say so too.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a nice little quick bar situation,
Right,
just
over a
like
dreamy type beat, a little quick architecture.
yes, yes, something to like bridge the two halves of the project, which
Fact.
I again, I don't know if that was intentional, but that
Not at all. It just worked out.
fits perfectly. Like does exactly what it needs to do. And then at the end, there's a little skit with
Yes.
I won't disclose who, but somebody's clearly like talking shit about playing the game and
Right.
stuff. And I kind of saw that as, hey, you're not saying much, but the world is trying to fucking constantly distract you
Right.
and get in your head about how you're playing the game and you getting your ass whooped and you
And
know,
I think that it was cool because just that, like you said, the comparison between going through the stages of life, but then also going through the stages on the game. Like, I think that was fire. You like, you know what I mean? That was
yeah,
fire. That
yeah,
was fire. By,
yeah.
done by an unnamed. That was
Well,
fire.
yeah, somebody we contracted to do the skit.
Right, exactly.
But
For the
no,
creative direction.
absolutely. That's why I love the theme so much because you can play with it in those ways.
Facts.
So yeah, that was cool. Then that goes into Capiche, another one of my tracks. And yeah, dude, I was actually surprised you recorded on this because it's a beat I made a long time ago, and it's very like, you know, it's very jumpy,
It
but it
is.
but it has the rhythm there, and you kind of like you'll nod your head to it. It's like you once you catch the drums and you catch the vocal sample, it's like, oh, this shit actually
Facts.
knocks.
Yeah, and
It's
that's it. I love stuff like that where it's like it's not necessarily trapped to the like but for some reason, like so for some reason, you be listening to it and it's like, wait, like, why is it giving me this feeling? Like,
Mm,
because it's
mm,
not your traditional beat that would make you feel that.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, it's some really abstract ill shit that you might need a couple listens of if your natural ear is for pop and stuff, but it's to me it hits super hard. Let me pause here.